You could say that DreamHack is a digital Woodstock. Even though it's about the internet and it's computers and technology, the first thing, it's a social event.
Twice a year, the world's biggest digital festival, DreamHack in Jönköping, put Swedish gaming culture on the map. The recent winter edition of DreamHack attracted over 25,000 visitors for 4 days of world-class gaming competitions, live concerts, and activities around the clock.
I think DreamHack is all about making new friends, play with them, and having a good time for the 4 days.
When an event like this, the biggest event, gaming event in the world, is being held in Sweden, then gaming must be a big topic in Sweden.
DreamHack's success is just one indicator of Sweden's rising influence in the gaming world. The Swedish gaming industry itself is booming, with a 215% growth from 2010 to 2012. A number of major industry players, from the phenomenally successful creators of Minecraft, Mojang, to Dice, Ghost, and Avalanche, are Swedish homegrown successes. Many wonder, what is Sweden doing right?
DreamHack is a euphoria. It's great. I've been there 6 times. When I was a kid, I grew up with a PC. And I think a lot of people who are at DICE now grew up with the same culture as I did. And Sweden was in the forefront of pushing this forward to people. They subsidized PCs, subsidized education for PCs, something that other countries did not do as well. Coming to Stockholm, it's a completely different environment. It's non-hierarchical. You don't have any structures in place which kind of dominates whose idea is going to win. So everyone's idea is as good as the next one's.
At DICE, it doesn't matter if you're an engineer, an artist, or a designer. If you have an idea and it's a great idea, they will listen to it and they will actually bring it into the game if it's good. It doesn't matter if you're just an engineer, as myself.
Just an engineer, but also a woman, one of the only 15% that make up the Swedish gaming industry. Although higher than the reported industry figures for the UK and the US, there is much discussion in Sweden at the moment about gender equality in the gaming business.
It's growing, certainly, but it's not enough, and it doesn't reflect on how many women who are playing games. And besides, I don't think anyone should be proud or happy unless it's 50-50.
It's predominantly a male industry, but I'm thinking with the younger generation coming in, especially in Sweden right now, I mean, the borders are being completely wiped out.
Being a female in this industry is not really a problem, and it's not really an advantage, and it doesn't really matter if you're a girl or a man sitting behind a computer, because, I mean, you do the same thing.
You've got female game developers and male developers working side by side, and I think it's a beautiful thing to see because we all think differently, we all have different experiences, and there's nothing that says that women can't make as good games as men.
Equally as discussed and controversial in regards to gender equality is the portrayals of women in the games themselves.
These characters, women in games, very seldom protagonists. They're hypersexualized femme fatales, or they're passive victims, or both. And that sends a signal to the society, it sends a signal to kids, to youngsters, to everyone, that this is how women are supposed to be treated.
With many game developers, Swedish included, being criticized for sexist content in games, it seems that some are ready for a change.
We have faith in Mirror's Edge, and she's a strong, independent female.
What is your problem? You don't like having a woman in your squad?
In Battlefield we have Hannah, which is like the front character in the single-player campaign. So I think DICE shows that they have female characters and they live up to expectations that people have around the world. So it's not only male characters, which is very good, I think.
And there is a bottom line as well. It is clear that game companies have a lot to lose if they don't appeal to their female audiences.
2 recent studies have shown, one in the US and one in the European Union, that it's 48 or 49% of all gamers are female. So it's completely absurd that people think otherwise.
Back in the days, it was almost exclusively only guys. Now, computer seats, it's around 10% is girls, but when it comes to day visitors and event visitors, it's somewhere in the range of 60-40 in favor of the guys.
My first time here was like 20 girls or something. It feels like that, but now it's a lot. Many people don't think that, but if you're really here, then you're gonna see some girls.